Welcome back, folks. We have another ZVT tonight. It's going to be a best of 3 between our pink Zerg player in the top right, Timbo Slice, and the yellow Terran, bbreed. Be a best of 3 between these two. I don't think anything is at stake this matchup except for both players' pride. And the battlefield is going to be 2,000 atmospheres for this first game. Timbo going to be going for a hatchery first. Very standard there. And bbreed gonna be doing his bbreed thing, barracks, refinery, and leaving a little space here for his reactor most likely. Timbo gonna be very greedily going for a 3 hatch, and if bbreed decides to go for a Reaper, that could do a lot of damage because Timbo is not going to have any queens or lings anytime soon. And indeed, we see bbreed mixing things up, getting a Reaper. We shall see just how much damage that's going to be able to do. If bbreed's control is good enough, he should be able to come in here and get a few drone kills, but Timbo is pretty good at getting the surrounds on attacking Reapers, Zealots, Adepts, etc. So we'll see if he's able to do that this time against this Reaper, as it's starting to fly across the map. I guess Reapers fly. Their feet don't really touch the ground. They do have jetpacks, but they are underwater, so not really sure how the physics of that works. You can see the fire coming out of its back, but let's see how much damage this is going to do. The spawning pool has only just finished, so queens are going to be pretty far off. This Reaper's starting to blast away at these drones, and oh, Timbo does get the surround. Like I said, he is so good with that. Not sure how he does it, but he's done it again. Nicely done by him. Only thing lost was a little bit of mining time. Nice pick off there, and he's gonna get away with this 3 hatch. bbreed cannot be happy with how that turned out, but he is expanding himself. He has his natural expansion coming up. 2 more barracks. Tech lab going down factory going down. It's going to be swapped over onto that reactor shortly. And I think we're just going to see bbreed's usual Hellbat attack. And it's going to be up to Timbo to defend that. Timbo sitting on 3 bases right now. Saturation is decent. 36 drones across 3 bases. He could use some more. He's floating a lot of minerals. Gonna start off 6 more drones, 3 more queens. I like the queens. You wanna spread that creep. Get some defenses. And still spending a lot of... Okay, 24 Zerglings on the way. Not really sure what prompted that. It's a little too early for the attack, so is he gonna go for some kind of aggression of his own? He is dropping down the Baneling nest. So are we going to see some kind of Baneling aggression? Starting to spread some creep with those 3 extra queens. I wouldn't mind seeing some more queens even. And some more drones as well, but it's going to be Zerglings. Another 16 on the way as the Baneling nest is almost complete, so we might see some aggression. A lot of Zerglings here, 40 Zerglings. That could have been 20 drones. So you definitely want to try to make use of them. The word count much closer than they could be. But no, Timbo not really doing anything with them. He's played bbreed enough times to know that the attack doesn't usually come until around 6, maybe 6.5 minutes. As he is starting to move out now, it is 6 minutes, so he could have gotten away with making more drones earlier, and then he'd be in a much better position economically right now. But he opted for a lot of Zerglings early on. And we will see very shortly if it's going to be enough. The army supply pretty heavily in favor of bbreed right now, 61 to 36, and that's the effect of making all those units early on. bbreed gonna be burrowing his Widow Mines. Very scary force here. Sending his Marauders to the front to try to soak up the Bane hits. Timbo, pretty wise to it, does not allow them to automatically blow up on the Marauders, so nice control there. Supplies still favoring bbreed for now. But he is on a clock. The longer Timbo's allowed to mine on, the better economy, the better it is for him, but big mine shots coming off there, and this is gonna be rough. Timbo needs to buy more time, get more units. He's floating a lot of money once again, and if he could convert that to army, he'd be fine. But as it is, things are pretty dicey. Trying to morph some more Banelings, but he's gonna need more than that. Doesn't really have the larva for that, and huge Widow Mine shot on all the Banelings, and I think that is gonna be the nail in the coffin for this game. Lings by themselves are not gonna cut it, and this Terran army is just barreling forward, ramming down Timbo's throat. He's desperately trying to morph some more Banelings, and they are going to complete, but not going to get the hits they need. Some more in the main base, but we'll see if they're able to swing the fight. And they do clean up most of the Terran army, so maybe Timbo He can hold this and try to stabilize, but a lot of Widow Mines still alive. bbreed can be dropping down his bio from the medevacs and try to fight these Zerglings. And is it going to be enough? Another nice Widow Mine shot. These Widow Mines have been brutal. 18 kills on that one, 8, 11. Not on that one. 15 on that one. 16. Oh my goodness. Some very effective Widow Mines and another nice shot there. They have been very brutal. And Timbo just hanging by a thread at this point. bbreed continuing to stream his reinforcements over. No sign of a third base. Just going all in at this point. Timbo does have 1-1 for his units, so that could be a deciding factor in these fights. But he needs to clean this up. bbreed picking up almost everything. Gonna fly into Timbo's main base and drop off there. Is this gonna be the move? Stims in, picks off all the lings, burrows his Widow Mine. Gotta be careful of the friendly fire. Does take a bit of friendly fire damage. And he's just gonna pick back up. Get on out of there. And we see the supply heavily favoring bbreed right now. But he does need to be more careful with his medevacs. Oh no, that one goes down with the few units inside it. That's not what you want to do. And bbreed has given Timbo enough time to muster up a sizable Ling-Bane force. So I don't know if he can stay here too much longer, but oh my god, what a huge shot there from that Widow Mine. Oh my goodness. Taking out almost all the Lings and Banes there. So bbreed gonna be able to stay just a bit longer. Maybe even continue this attack. Gonna go in once again, stutter stepping even. When did you learn how to do that? Lot of Terran here, and Timbo trying to morph more Banes, trying to spawn some more Zerglings, but he has not had any time to breathe. And, ooh, Banelings just finishing, gonna get some nice hits there, but now Lings streaming in single file. That is not what you want to do. You're gonna lose them all very quickly. Now Timbo trying to regroup, some more Banes, loses another Queen there. Floating a lot of gas is Timbo. A lot of minerals as well, but he still does not have the larva to produce units out of, and he never had a chance to get his Baneling speed either. bbreed still holding strong, still pressing the onslaught. Almost gets that natural base. Gonna back up just a bit. Gonna finish off that natural now, and that's gonna be devastating, cutting Timbo's production by 25%. Now he's gonna go into the main base, but the Banes finish. And get some nice hits on the Hellbats, but you want more than that, and GG. Timbo held on for as long as he could, but ultimately had to tap out. Alright, welcome back. We are here in game numero dos. This is once again the ZVT between our pink Zerg in the top right, Timbo Slice, and playing as red this time, our Terran player, bbreed. Game number 2 going to be played on Oxide. Going to be one of the older maps in this current map pool. So both players, I expect, pretty familiar with this map. A few notable things, of course, are these rocks. And if you take this base, you probably want to break these rocks down to have a wider choke point, as the Zerg especially, so up here. If a Terran were to siege up tanks back here, it's going to be very difficult for the Zerg to break the position. And always a good idea as Zerg to break up the rocks to create more pathways for your units to run around. Not as necessary for the Terran player, because they are just better equipped to abuse the terrain. In terms of the openings, it's going to be similar from both players. The only difference is Timbo not going for a 3-hatch before pool this time. He is getting his spawning pool at a reasonable time. bbreed going to be going for that Reaper once again. We'll see how much damage he'll be able to get this time. Last game, he did unfortunately get surrounded. Timbo, very good with those catches, so we'll see if bbreed has learned from last game. Now the spawning pool has finished up. Timbo gonna be pulling 2 drones off of the gas, starting his 2 queens, and speed should start shortly. Reaper gonna hop on in, start blasting away at some of these drones. And you gotta be careful, don't want to chase too deep. Nicely done there. Just super annoying right now, costing some mining time. And let's see if he's able to get 1 drone. Oh, almost gets that one, but doesn't quite target fire it. And nice, does get it with that grenade. So 1 kill on the Reaper, keeps it alive, and that's the most important thing. It can always heal up and do more damage later on, or just be used to scout. Float on over to the 3rd base and confirm that that is there. Then just gonna back away. So already more effective Reaper than last game, and he's actually going all the way home. I would have preferred to see him kind of hang out at the outskirts, maybe over here, and jump back in later on, but not the hugest of deals. And bbreed floating his barracks to provide vision to pick off this Overlord, so very nice play there. That's super annoying. Then lands it once again to make the tech lab, and behind this he's once again doing factory, 2 factories actually. That's a little different, isn't it? I think bbreed usually goes for just the single factory, so changing things up this time. Behind this, Timbo going for Baneling Nest once again. Needs to drone up a little harder, in my opinion. Kind of doing a half and half kind of thing right now. 3 drones, 8 lings. And you kind of usually want to do either all army or all drones. So I'm not sure what prompted that, but gonna be sitting on 8 lings right now. 16 more on the way. Layer on the way as well, and 6 queens so far for the defense. Over on the Terran side, he is producing Hellions 2 at a time. He's got a tech lab on his second factory, but nothing coming out of there so far. And gonna be supply blocked, in fact. Supply depot just finishes up, and it's gonna be for another Hellion. Not sure why he needed a tech lab on that, not researching anything either. And just gonna be getting some more Marines. Maybe a couple Marauders. Just one Marauder so far, and barracks with the tech lab on it. It's also producing a Marine, so kind of odd choice there. Reaper gonna run back in and get picked off. And Timbo gonna... Well, he made a lot of lings, so he's pretty far behind on the workers, and now he's going back into drones. So once again, kind of doing things half and half, but is gonna start running across. No, just kidding. Runs back home with his lings. No, just kidding. Moves back out once again. Timbo, you're making this very difficult for me. Not really sure what's going on, but now he is right at bbreed's doorstep. Gonna be morphing some banelings. Baneling speed almost complete as well. 6 banelings, that's not that much. And if he runs in with those, hits the supply depot, there's not going to be any banelings left to deal with the army, so I do not like this attack as it is currently. I think you need some more banelings. And thought about going in, pulls back and goes in again, and hit the perfect timing actually, right when the Terran army moved out. So Terran gonna be out in the middle of nowhere while this Zerg army is absolutely crushing his base, so everything kind of working Timbo's way right now, and bbreed just doesn't know what to do. He was just standing in the middle of nowhere for the longest time, now decides to just press the attack of his own. So we're gonna see perhaps some kind of a base trade right now. Timbo decides no, he wants to pull back home for the defense, and it's gonna be the defense. If Timbo holds this off, he wins the game. If not, then it continues. But excellent baneling hits. Gonna destroy almost all the bio, and the reinforcing lings should be enough to clean this up. 2 supply out of the Terran player. That's the single medevac here, and that's gotta be it. I'd expect a GG any second now. bbreed kind of just scratching his head, wondering where things went wrong. Types out LOL GG, and Timbo's gonna tie this series up. Alright, welcome back folks. This is game numero tres between these 2 players. Spawning in the top left are Pink Zerg, Timbo Slice. And in the bottom right, In the orange this time, it is bbreed. A bit unfortunate last game. Kind of got caught as he was moving out. bbreed lost pretty much his entire economy and infrastructure to Timbo's attack, and just wasn't in position to defend it. Not to take anything away from Timbo, very nice attack there. Just running in, capitalizing on bbreed's misposition. And game number 3, Timbo gonna be switching things up with a spawning pool first. Very uncharacteristic out of Timbo. Goes for a drone scout as well. Fight one of the SCVs for a little while and then just back off. And we never see this kind of build out of Timbo. And he rarely does it, so he doesn't really have that much experience with it. So I wonder if that's gonna affect how this opening turns out, if he's gonna botch some kind of attack. But he is going balls to the walls crazy right now, Timbo. He is making a proxy hatchery at one of bbreed's potential 3rd locations. And continuing to mine gas after starting the ling speed. So what's it gonna be? Getting a 2nd gas even. Is that gonna be Roach Warren? Not really sure what that's... Yes, it's gonna be a Roach Warren. Never really seen this before out of Timbo. And gonna intercept the Reaper in the middle of the map. Nice pick off there. bbreed not paying attention. Definitely could have gotten away. Using only 1 Zergling for his troubles so far, and now bbreed seeing that, gonna make his wall, bring a bunker down, 2nd bunker behind it, so bbreed being very safe for now. He has gotten his 2nd base up, and those 3 lings gonna be annoying, start nibbling away at this bunker, gonna force bbreed to put his SCVs to repair that. Marine does come out, hop into that bunker, so gonna be able to repel the Zerglings, but the proxy hatch is ready. Spine crawler going down, roaches coming out of the proxy, and 2 gases here, so that tells me Ravagers. Let's see some Ravagers, Timbo. Behind this, bbreed, he has spotted that proxy, so he knows what's coming. He's making a tech lab on this factory, and if he's able to get a tank out on the high ground here, I would go as far to say he is safe, but we shall see. Timbo not really pressing the attack just yet. Gonna keep morphing some more Ravagers, but the clock is ticking. A siege tank on the high ground, 2 bunkers, that'll be more than enough to push this back. But the siege tank not quite ready yet. Timbo going for the attack. And he needs to do damage right now, and bbreed, that is not the best position for this tank. Timbo could pretty easily bile that down if he just moves forward a little bit, but he's out of range of the tank anyways. Gonna pick off that barracks, cancel the stim pack research, moves forward just a little bit and takes that tank fire. So cannot stay in this position for too much longer. 2nd tank comes out even. Gonna move that 1st tank up just a little bit. 2nd tank thinking of where to go. Very vulnerable spot there. And I don't know why bbreed doesn't just siege a tank or two up here. That would be very difficult for Timbo to hit. But Timbo continuing to make roaches, even mining off of this proxy hatch now. And only 2 drones on this gas does fix that, finally. This is a pretty sizable Roach Ravager army here. Gonna force to cancel onto that barracks. And bbreed needs to come up with a solution to get on out of here. 3rd siege tank hasn't gone down to the natural, but not sieging quite yet. And like I said before, that's a very vulnerable spot. Loses that forward siege tank very easily to the biles. Gonna need to reposition his tanks a little bit better. This one tank being a little brave. Gonna siege up right next to the bunker. And that's another easy target. Timbo can fire his biles right in between them. Right there. And hit both. So, not the best positioning once again. And now bbreed going for cloaked banshees. Timbo doesn't really have anything that can hit air besides a queen, so a banshee can be very powerful in this position. But bbreed has been forced to just defend right now. Making a very bold bunker up in the front. That is not gonna finish. No chance in hell. Gonna siege this tank back here in range of the mineral line over here. So nice position on that one. That might force Timbo to go in, drop some biles in the middle of nowhere. Not sure what that was all about, and he's gonna get shooed away, losing almost all of his Roach Ravager. And now bbreed moves out with his Marines and Marauder. Gonna finally break out of this containment, and Timbo's gonna need to go home. These units, not sure why they're just loitering here. Gonna need to go home. But yeah, Timbo shot his biles in this kind of dead space here, in between everything. So not really doing anything with those biles, and I think that was a pretty big blunder out of our Zerg player. Now bbreed in an excellent spot. He has a huge army, very scary army as well. 4 siege tanks, a lot of Marauders, Marines, and 2 cloaked banshees even. 3rd base has already landed. He is up 4 workers. And bbreed in prime position now. Gonna be moving out for an attack of his own. And Timbo is kind of committed banshees because none of these units can hit air. Sure, biles can technically hit air, but you're probably not going to land those. Now bbreed going for an attack, and this is going to be very difficult for the Zerg player to hold. Got to be careful not to fly in too recklessly. Does lose 1 tank for almost free, but these 2 banshees doing work. Now sieging his tanks and going for the fight. 1 tank still alive and kicking. Hanging by a thread right now, this tank, but doing a ton of damage from the back rank. And these 2 banshees continuing to destroy the Zerg army as well as economy. 3rd banshee joins up, and Timbo going to be forced to evacuate his 3rd base, losing 7 drones in the process, only down to 35 now. And bbreed cleaning up that third hatchery is in an excellent spot this game. He could do whatever he wants. He can go home and play a macro game, or he could probably take the victory with some nice tank positioning and his banshees, of course. Doesn't look like he wants to do either right now. He's kind of chilling outside what was once Timbo's third. And Timbo gonna take the initiative and pounce on the army. Finally cleans up that siege tank. Second siege tank was not sieged, and that might have saved his life. Does siege up now and does get picked off. So bbreed, perhaps overstaying his welcome, is gonna be running back home, but the damage has been done. He's reduced the Zerg down to 2 bases while he is pretty comfortable on 3. 52 SCVs to 35 drones. 64 army to 48, so everything going the way of the Terran right now. It's gonna need to make some more production facilities to spend his money. And over on Timbo's side, going for Hydras, gonna try to get up to a Roach Ravager Hydra army. But he's going for a bit of an attack of his own, it looks like, moving out with his Roach Ravager and Ling Force. Morphing an Overseer to scout out the front of bbreed's base to see if it's safe, but we know this is going to be a tough attack. But bbreed not sieging his tanks, this might be an opportunity. No, it does siege them, and Timbo is not going to be able to stick around here for much longer. Does kind of go for a fight, backs off once again. This is a very rough spot for Timbo now, down 30 workers. And he's going to need a miracle to get himself back into this game. I'd like to see something crazy. Go for Nidus into the main, or go for, I don't know, Burrow Roaches or something. But continuing on just standard Roach Ravager Hydra play, I don't think that's gonna cut it. Trailing by more than 70 supply right now. Does finally get himself to the 90s right now as he starts out 9 more drones, but still pretty far behind in every regards. 14 behind on the workers, now 12, and almost 60 behind in terms of army. And bbreed not sure what this rally is about. Small little force here, and Timbo can see it, so he should pounce on it. It would be a very nice pickoff to get these few units for almost free. And he is gonna go for it. Does clean up that force there. But still, not too much anti-air out of Timbo. And bbreed, okay, a little careless with that Banshee, gonna lose it. Units lost count, heavily favoring the Terran. Almost 2,000 more minerals lost, and 1,300 in terms of gas, so very efficient fights out of bbreed. And now he's moving out once again, sending a huge army to the left and a smaller force over here to the right. Are they going to join up, or is he going for some kind of two-pronged attack? Looks like they are just going to join up, taking 2 separate paths to get to the same destination. Very bold with that siege up on the tanks, and it's gonna pay off. Now going for the fight. Timbo fighting in a choke, landing some nice biles, but that's not going to be enough. bbreed's supply dwarfing Timbo's at the moment, and Timbo's going to have to tap out any second now. He just doesn't have anything left. Going to lose that fourth base. Trying to produce more Hydras, but that's not going to cut it. And GG is called. bbreed takes the series.